but that's just how.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Self Reflection Sunday with Lauryn Nichole, where every Sunday I pretty much take a look at myself in the mirror. I reflect on the week I've had, any triggers I may have had, how my week has gone overall, so that I can acknowledge it and move forward and heal. This week has genuinely been a crazy one. All I can say is that I could have never guessed I was gonna have the week I had last self reflection that I did. But it's okay. I have a good story and a bad story. I don't even know which one to start with. I guess I'll start with the bad one first and then end with the good one. I don't even know if I could say I was triggered by it. Old me definitely would have been extremely triggered by this. I actually was physically assaulted and verbally assaulted by my so called auntie this past Monday. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I have an album called Daddy Issues out. I tell my story about the relationship me and my father have had growing up, him abandoning me at 17, not speaking to me in 4 years, and just opening up about the things that, I've gone through before, he abandoned me and after. Just for telling my story, how I've gotten harassed and bullied, specifically by my aunt, him and that side of that family members. So, yeah, I got physically assaulted. I got verbally assaulted in a public store. She began to call me every inappropriate name in the book, including bitchhoeslut, saying she was going to f me up and drag me the f out of the store, saying she was going to f me the f up, calling me a dumb bitch, calling me a dumb ass, just very degrading, belittling words. All because I've spoken out about in my experience and telling my own story. She was threatening to punch me and to slap me, and she was in my face and like this, nose to nose, saying that she was going to drag my dumb a, saying she was going to drag my mother's dumb a, and just basically I got attacked. Thankfully, God is good. I know God is my protector at the end of the day, and I'm proud of myself for the composure I had, for keeping that grace within myself. The most I did was tell her to back up, back up. Said I'm not the same little girl that you remember, that you used to bully, and that like I'm not scared of you. You can be a bully all you want, and you can try to silence me, and you can try to break my spirit, but you will not. When you have God on your side, nobody can break your spirit. I don't care how loud, I don't care how aggressive, I don't care how intimidating her intentions were for me. God had his armor against her, and I thank God for it, for giving me the strength to respond the way I did. But it's very disheartening. I'm not shocked because, as you guys know, if you've watched my story, if you go listen to my song Bad Guy, there's a voicemail that is in that song, and it is her that left me that voicemail. So yeah, it sucks because it's like, wow, your own so-called family, my auntie, I'm her niece, my dad's sister, verbally and physically assaulted me. She actually ended up pushing me into the glass door outside of the store. There's a door and there's a window, and like I said, during her verbal assault, she continued to like threaten to punch me and drag me and f me to f up. And so the last time that we interacted, she chest bumped me and I hit my back and my head on the store front. So it was not okay. It was very disheartening, and it is disrespectful on so many levels as a 43-year-old woman, and me being a 20-year-old woman. And not even just that, I'm your niece and you're supposed to be my aunt. It's crazy to think that like blood sometimes unfortunately just does not mean anything. But like I said, I'm proud of the growth that I have within myself, because like I said, old me would have been so triggered and broken by that. But Lauryn Nichole today has, I won't say healed completely, but has healed so far past being bullied and being harassed and being silenced and being stooping to that kind of level of aggression and anger. I've My reaction showed me how much I've healed my inner childhood wounds, because every person that has heard the story is like, I don't know how you did not fight her back, or I don't know how you didn't yell at her back, or call her out of her name back. And I'm really glad I didn't, because at the end of the day, God's gonna fight your battles when the enemy tries to come for you. And that was nothing but the enemy trying to distract me from what I had to do this past Friday, which is the good part of my week. So to move on from that story, that was the hugest trigger of my week, but I got through it and it did not break me. So with that said, do not let people try to break your spirit. Just because somebody is blood does not mean they are family. And just because somebody is supposed to be your blood does not mean that you are exempt from being treated like that, apparently. And it's so disheartening as well because she called my father at the end of this altercation and told him, "You better come get your BITCHASS daughter before I drag her the F out of the store." I don't even got nothing to say after that because what? So yeah, all that showed me was that that's how I'm talked about on a daily basis. And again, it's disheartening, but like I said, I'm going to be as open and vulnerable with you guys with my journey and my story. And it's crazy because without those things happening to me, I would not be where I am today. That very aggression, that bully, and that intimidation that she tried to throw at me um, has made me strong. As sad as it is to say, it's made me strong, and I use things like that for fuel. So I thank her for showing me the power that I had, and the strength that I had, and the grace, and the composure, and the restraint, because there was a point where I felt so broken because of them. And it feels so good to be almost 21. 4 years later, that was my first time seeing her in 4 years. It was the grace of God that showed me how powerful I am today, and that I did not allow my trauma and behavior like that to get me out of character and set me back. That was that. To say the good news, I had a concert on Friday, and it was the Nights of No Sleep but Full of Dreams concert hosted by Jemima Rain with artists Too Cold and Mello McLean. And I went first. And it was just an amazing night. I literally, like, I can't express how grateful I am and how much gratitude I have for the amount of support and love and encouragement, and the amount of people just showing so much love during the performance. That was probably the best crowd interaction I've ever, ever, ever gotten. And my heart was just so full of joy. I felt a true release. I felt the most confident I've ever felt in performing. I felt, heard and seen. And I felt like the people that were watching felt heard and seen by my story and the things that I was saying and the things that I was performing. And um, that night was the night that solidified that I want to do this for the rest of my life. I've always known I've obviously wanted to be an entertainer and an artist and perform, but Friday solidified, like, no more fear. You know what I mean? Even Monday, the bad thing that tried to distract me from Friday, being physically assaulted, solidified my strength in that, you know what? Whatever God has for me, there's no reason to be afraid. There's no reason to have fear for the visions that he gives me, because he is my strength. God is my strength, and God gives me the ability to do the things that I cannot do. And I always ask, Lord, decrease me so that you may increase, because the presence that God has in the moments of scarcity, in the moments of fear, in the moments of your hands being tied up, he will come through. And I felt like that's exactly what he did on Monday, and that's exactly what he did on Friday at the performance. And I it was just so amazing. I have clips. I'm gonna have a full video of the performance coming soon. I had it filmed the whole time, so be on the lookout for that on YouTube. And yes, it's overall, I'm so proud to say it's still been a great week. And I know I'm going to look back at this, and even like looking back at my last self reflection Sundays, like I said, like what happened to me this week would have broke me before. And now I use things like that for strength. So I'm just so proud of myself, because if anything, what happened to me this week, good and bad scenarios with my concert and like getting physically and verbally assaulted, it showed me how much growth I have truly had and how much work I have truly done within. Because my mom always says, it's easy to be a good person when everybody's watching. It's easy, to say like this and that, but when you're tested and when your hands are against the wall and when you are pushed against the wall, what kind of character will come out? You know what I mean? Who will you become in those times of being pressed? And exactly who I am, which was graceful and poised and classy, all of that came out in the hard struggle of test. And I'm just grateful that stories like that happened to me, I can use to help somebody else, because I don't want to say like, oh, I know somebody else is going through that, because if your aunt tries to physically assault you and verbally abuse you, it's just not okay. So if you can relate to that story, I'm so sorry, because nobody should have to go through that. But unfortunately, sometimes it's even our family that treat us like enemies and strangers off the street. So I just want to say shout out to everybody who does support me, everybody who does show me so much love, so much encouragement, so much uplifting, encourages me to continue to tell my story, encourages me to, keep giving other people a voice while using mine, encouraging me to continue making people feel seen, continuing being a testimony, because I know what I go through is not in vain. I know what I go through is not meant to just stay quiet. So I will continue to speak out my story. I will continue to be who I am authentically, and I will continue to be vulnerable with every piece of me and every part of my journey, especially if I know it's going to help somebody else. I will not be silenced. And at the end of the day, God's got me and God's got you. So with that said, I know this episode was way longer than my usual ones because I had a lot to say, but I do hope you enjoyed it, and I really do hope this encourages you to self-reflect as well. Self-reflection is just so important. It's so necessary. As you can see, something that happened to me, the growth that I've had just doing these every Sunday. It allows you to see your growth. It allows you to see where you are in your healing journey, and it just shows you how strong you are at the end of the day. And you can truly reflect back on the things that you have, learned from, grown from. And it's beautiful. So I really do hope this encouraged you. Let me know what your self-reflection Sunday is in the comments. I really, really want to talk about it. Again, thank you so much to everybody who came to the show. So my phone died while I was about to finish the rest of that video. I was about to say thank you so much to everybody who came to the show. Thank you so much everybody who's just been showing so much love. And be on the lookout for more shows I'll be posting about very soon. And you may or may not be able to be on the lookout for a specific shirt I'm wearing as well. So yeah, I Don't Fit In, I Stand Out merch coming soon. You'll know that if you made it to the end of this video, and you'll know that you can put pre-orders in, by the way, too, if you made it to the end of the video. So if you want a shirt, DM me now, okay? We can get a pre-order going. And I got lip gloss coming soon, so we're gonna have 2 products coming soon. I Don't Fit In, I Stand Out is also out on all streaming platforms, so please continue to make sure you go stream it and be on the lookout. All right, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I don't fit in, I stand out. In my own brow. Don't care about opinions of the crowd. No matter how loud, silence the sound. Don't really care about being cool. Sit back, I'm in my own rules.